what is a form of punishment that you had to deal with as a kid and you would never do to your kids if you have them or if you're going to have them? 601-995-1017.
Oh, it's tough for me to think of because, like, I know there are some parents today that are against spanking, and I was definitely spanked as a child, but that's something that I think if I had kids, I think I would implement that. I don't think I would be anti-spanking. The one that I would never use is, it was mostly my dad. Whenever something would happen once I was older, he would say, like, I'm so disappointed in you. I would never say that to my kid just because I felt like it cut so deep.
Yeah, I wanted to try to get my mom on the show so she could corroborate this story. And I'm not even saying that I wouldn't do this to a kid now. I think it worked well. But some people are calling this form of punishment child abuse.
Oh, no.
So for most of my childhood, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. But there was a brief period of time whenever I was like 1 year old or something where I would go to daycare a couple days a week. And one time she said that she returned to the daycare to pick me up and my lips were red and swollen. And my mom said to the daycare lady, Aunt Jean is what we called her, what happened to Adam's lips? And she said Adam would not stop biting other children, so I put Tabasco in his mouth.
Do you know if you ever bit a child ever again? Like, did it work?
I'm sure I did because I remember having, like, not the time it happened whenever I was 1, but whenever I was a little bit older, I remember getting Tabascoed. Like, hot saucing was a form of punishment. Tabasco specifically was how we got punished a lot of times. And I don't think it's child abuse, but there are people now who are saying, yes, that absolutely is child abuse, putting Tabasco on your kid's lips and tongue.
I don't know. I got to hear from parents on this one because I'm totally torn. I don't have kids, and I could see that if it's something where you're using the Tabasco sauce, yet the biting still happens, is it an effective form of punishment? I don't know.
601-995-1017. Call us and tell us how you were punished as a child that you would not do to your kids today. Because I'm sure there are plenty of those type of punishments that just wouldn't fly today. But yeah, the hot saucing thing, I will say this. Anytime I put Tabasco on something as like a condiment now, my first bite, like I can remember the feeling of being in trouble as a child and getting Tabasco on my tongue.
Do you now avoid Tabasco and opt for other hot sauces if they're like, do you maybe kind of like say, oh, I don't really want Tabasco because it brings up bad memories?
No,
Okay,
I love
good.
Tabasco. Tabasco is good. It didn't affect me that much. People are now saying hot saucing your kids is child abuse. And that's something that was a punishment that was totally on the table for me growing up. Like, if I talked back, I'd get Tabasco sauced every once in a while.
And didn't your mom learn it from like a baby, like a babysitter used it? She wasn't mad when you came home and had red lips.
She was not mad.
Like, I'm going to use that.
She was like, that is a great idea. But Devin texted us and said, great morning. I am a social worker and currently work at CPS. It is absolutely considered child abuse to put hot sauce on the tongue. I am also a mom of 3. And if somebody put hot sauce in their mouth, I would be abusing them and losing my job.
Wow.
That's something. But Dawn, you wanted to make a comment about the hot sauce thing.
My little girl used to suck her thumb, and I couldn't stand it because she did it too much and it started making her thumb raw. So I put Tabasco on her thumb, and she stopped.
I can see that because then the behavior stopped. So it worked.
Yeah, it's kind of cruel, but my auntie did it to my cousin, and I thought about it when I had my little girl, and I was like, well.
How old is your daughter now?
She's 12.
Does she remember the Tabasco?
I just dropped off at school while we were listening to it, and I did not ask her.
Well, thank you so much for the call, Dawn. And whenever she gets home from school today, ask her and text us if you think about it. Thanks again for calling 601-995-1017. So how did you get punished that you would not now punish your kids now that you have them?
Got this text that says I would never make my kids go home from a playground or birthday party if they were acting bad. I'd maybe let them sit in the corner of something, but making them go home when I paid money for whatever they're doing, that's not happening.
Oh, see, that's that's an interesting one.
That is
though.
an interesting one because that one definitely happened to me. But it'd be like dance competitions where my parents had paid a lot of money for me to be there, and they would be threatening, like, if you don't get your attitude right, we're gonna take this party home.
Here's a fascinating text from Abigail. She says, 2 things I was told as a child were, I'll knock your teeth down your throat and stop crying before I give you something to cry about. I will never tell my kids those 2 things.
This one says, I'm not sure if this is a form of punishment, but my handwriting used to be really bad as a kid. And a parent used to make me sit at the table and copy pages out of the dictionary to make it better, which I'm kind of glad he did, but it does seem very extra. And I don't think they would make their kid do it now.
And Jerry just texted us and said, wait a second, Adam's mom pepper sprayed him in the mouth as a kid? No, it was Tabasco sauce. It was just a couple drops of Tabasco sauce on my tongue or lips or anything. And it wasn't just me. I think all my brothers got sauced at one point.
Oh, no.
Adrian, my guilty pleasure, texted and said I would never whoop my kids with anything other than a belt or ruler.
Oh, I would think maybe just your hand, but okay.
Yeah, interesting. But, maybe like a wooden spoon or something.
Yeah.
Was a go-to growing up. That might hurt worse than a belt.
Mm-hmm. And Shonda's daughter relates to me. I always hated hearing the phrase, I'm so disappointed in you. She says that's a killer for my daughter. And the second worst was saying that I would call dad to handle it.
Wow.
Adam and Allison in the morning.